Hello friends, today I'm going to discuss with you a problem of Code Chef named as Find XOR from September Long Challenge. So in this problem, we were given an hidden sequence which we don't know what it is, and basically we had to find XOR of all these elements, and we can ask up to 20 queries, and each query we can select an integer k from 1 to 2 to power 6, and it will respond us with this particular value, basically taking XOR with each individual element and adding all that up, all that stuff. Okay, so let's see. So first of all, I would ask you how we gonna add two binary numbers. Okay, so let's say I had this binary number 2 and binary number 3. So this is our zeroth place, this is our first place. So to add this number, what my strategy is, so how much this particular zeroth line contributing to my answer. So basically the number of 1 in it, so the answer would be the number of 1 in this zeroth line, which is 1 in this particular case, and what would be the value of that zeroth line, power of 2 to power 0. This is the contribution of this particular line in my final sum, which is 2 plus 3 is basically 5. Okay, now I am finding what is the contribution of this particular line. So I'm gonna find this. So basically the occurrence of 1 in this particular scenario, the occurrence of 1 is 2, and the value of this particular line is 2 to power 1, which is 2 into 2, which is 4. So now our total sum is equal to 4 plus 1 5, which is same. Okay, so this is the way in which I am adding these two binary number. It will help us later to understand the problem. Okay, so let's say I'll consider the case in which, let's say, our hidden sequence is 1 2 3 4. Okay, so I'm writing it down in a binary so that it would be easy to understand. So let's say in the very first query, what I'm doing, I'm just querying it my all bits as set. Set means my all bits were 1. In this particular scenario, I am basically querying with 7. Okay, so after doing this operation, so what would happen each with each element, basically all ones become 0 and all zeros become 1. That's how XOR works. Okay, now we got, when we had given compiler this particular value, it had given us in response this particular val. Okay, so this is basically the sum, and how we calculate sum, which I had discussed earlier. I am considering this particular line, the number of occurrence of 2, number of occurrence of 1, count those, and basically the indices at which it is in our binary representation. Okay, so that's how we calculate sum. Okay, so let's say, so in this problem what we were given, so we have to basically remember this point. Okay, uh, in this problem what we were given, we have basically 20 queries. Okay, 20 queries basically, and a of I at max can be up to 10 to power 6. So when I calculate its log 2, it comes nearly 19 point something. What does it mean? So it means that we have at most, it's a binary representation of any number, it would be something like this, it would be anything. So in the binary representation of AI, we can have from 0 to 19th position, we would have any element as set bit or not. So in our final answer would be A1 XOR with A2 XOR with A3 up to A of n would also have 0 to 19th, means total 20 bit, and some of them would be 1 and some of them would be 0. So basically what we had to do in each query, we had to basically find whether the certain bit would be 1 or 0. So this is our task. So how are we going to do this? And okay, let's say in the very first query, what we're going to do, we will consider k as something which would have all bit 1 from 0th indices to 19th indices. Why I'm doing this query, I'll explain you later, but right now just say, just let we had done this query, and in return we will get some val from the compiler. So now let's say we are doing some certain query. We are finding some ith position. Okay, we have some certain numbers, and I am finding for some ith. Here's my I'm finding basically whether that ith bit here 0, then here would be 19 somewhere here, where this ith bit where this ith bit would be 1 or 0 in my answer. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'll make a query, all bit is set except that ith bit, my all bit would be set. Okay, so how would this help? So my all bits were set. Okay, so basically when I make this query, let's say I'll get an answer from compiler as val2. Okay, uh, so would you remember what is val1? Val1 is when my all bits were set, and val2 is particular value which we get from the compiler when we basically make the ith bit 0 and all the rest bits were 1. Okay, now you were saying that except that ith bit all the bits were 1 in this representation also. So up to from here to here all the bits were 1. So basically the contribution from all the other bits, basically this and all these bits would be same, which would in the case of when I had made all the bits were 1, except the ith bit had only the ith bit had changed. So the contribution from all the other bits would be same as before. Okay, so let's say the contribution which is common in both the queries would be x. Okay, we have considered the contribution to the sum, which is the final sum that we get uh, from both the queries would be x. And basically in the starting when I had made query with all the bit as 1, let's say this ith bit is also 1 in this particular scenario, and we have our hidden sequence integer something like this in some format. Okay, let's say I have five hidden sequence integers, and their ith bit would look like something this. Okay, so in this particular scenario my answer which I get is val, and val is basically the contribution of all the bits except that ith bit which I consider as common. Okay, x, and the contribution by this particular bit. So how much this how what is the contribution by this bit? So basically the contribution by this bit is equal to the number of occurrence of 0. Why 0? Basically when I take XOR of this element with this, when I take XOR of 1 with all these zeros, they will gonna become 1 and all the 1 become 0. In this scenario, when we calculate my sum, I have to consider the contribution of zeros, 0 contribution. Okay, in this particular scenario, so basically my starting value is common sum and the contribution by all the zeros. Okay, we will say this particular as our first equation. And now let's say when I made the specific query for my ith bit as 0 and my remaining bit as 1 in the and we have all the same integers. So in this particular scenario my common sum won't affect because all the other bits were same. So in this particular scenario x won't change, and in this particular scenario I am using 0. Then in this particular scenario when I take XOR, the sum that I am getting from the compiler which is val2, let's say, and basically this time the contribution by 1 would be added because in this time they won't change because we have 0 here. So this is our second equation. Okay, so basically I'm gonna just write these two equation and remove all stuff. So basically we get two equations. First is x plus 0 contribution which is equal to val, and we have x plus 1 contribution is equal to val2, and we have those n elements something like this. Okay, so when I add these two equations, what I get, 2x plus 0 contribution plus 1 contribution equal to val 1 plus val 2. So what is it? Contribution by 0 plus contribution by 1, and we can see this, the total, basically the total number of elements were n here, okay, and there were some zeros and there were some 1, and basically the contribution by 0 is, and there were total n elements, so this will transform to n into power of 2 to power I, because contribution of 0 is basically at that instant is equal to the occurrences of 0 into power of 2 to power of 2i, 2 to power I, and similarly the contribution of 1 is number of ones and into power of 2 to power 2 to power I basically. So this stuff changes to n into power of 2i, okay, 2 into I, basically 2 to power I, okay. So now my equation reduced to 2x plus 2x is equal to, I just taking it from here to here, val plus val 2 minus n into 2 to power I for the ith query, and then I'm dividing it by 2. So from here from this I will able to get x, and now I'm going to use it in my second equation. So what's my second equation is x is equal to contribution of 1 is equal to val 2, and from this I'll able to get the contribution of 1. So when I'm able to get contribution of 1, so basically what does it signifies, let's say, so in this particular scenario, contribution of 1 would be 3 into power of 2 to power I, okay, because the occurrence of 1, and if I divide it by power of 2 to power I would get the number of bit 1 in my ith position of all those n integers, okay. So if this particular value, the number of ones were even, then when we take XOR of themselves, then it will reduce to 0, and if it would equal to odd, then our sum would be 1, okay. So with this we can say we were able to calculate from 0th bit to 19th bit, basically the value of each bit. From this we can calculate value of each bit, okay, and we had to make an extra query which is all the bits were 1, okay. So basically these were 20, and this is an extra query which is 21. So basically we have to reduce our query by 1. So what we're gonna do, we won't do this query, basically we won't check either the 0th bit is 1 or no, not, by using that procedure that we had following for other queries. But what we would do, we were able to say it just by using the value which we get from the query when we set all the bits as 1. So this val, how are we gonna do this? Let's say when I had made my all the bit as 1, okay, all the bit as 1, and I had 0th bit something like this, okay, 0th bit something like this. So what would gonna happen, it will gonna make XOR with this and changes all zeros to 1, okay, and all ones to 0, and add those elements. So the val which I'm gonna get, I'll take the last element of that val, and if these two elements pair, basically the last element of this is in this particular scenario, basically the last element of this, I'll take a last element of this, and I'll take n, and if this and their parity is different, then I'll increment my count. So let's say y. So let's say in this scenario I got my answer as, because these 3 bits were 1, and my val would have last last bit, my well would have 3 in the last, because these 3 bits were 1 after doing XOR of this, and my n in this case is 5. Okay, so when I'll see that this is 3 and this is 5, and these two have same parity. When they have same parity means when I'm taking modulo of these two, if the modulo of these two were same, my answer would be 0, and if the modulo of these two would be different, my answer would be 1 for that particular place. Because if the parity would be same, so in this scenario when parity is same, because n is equal to 3 and basically last digit is 3 and n is equal to 5, my remaining element would be 1, and they were also even. If my ones were even, then the result which I would get from this would be 0, and otherwise what I would get is 1. So that's how we will handle the zeroth query without even just doing it forcefully, basically taking all the ones and making it as 0. I'll take you through my source code, what I had done. Basically, I'm doing that first query, and then checking whether it so I'm checking that base condition, where basically the zeroth indices of my answer, whether it would be 1 or 0, which I had explained earlier. Then I'm doing all the 19 queries, and basically this is my target, which is basically for the ith query I'm just making the ith bit as 0 and all the remaining bit as 1, and then I'm getting the answer. Then I'm following all the procedure that I discussed earlier, all the equations, and from this I'm updating my result and printing that. So if you want to check out code, I'll put it in description. You can see from it. You can see it from here, there. Thank you.